An election is a busy time for the AEC, and it's easy to forget about health, safety and well-being when we're focused on delivering a good election experience for the Australian public. Working at an election generally involves long hours in a busy and often new environment. As AEC employees, we all have an obligation to ensure the health, safety and well-being of our employees, visitors and others that work for us. Any questions should be referred to your supervisor. Some risks that are common during an election are fatigue, slips, trips and falls, effects on mental health and well-being, and physical strains and injuries. You should always be looking out for anything you think may be a risk to you, a colleague or member of the general public. Remove the risk where possible, otherwise let your supervisor know. We all have a duty of care to not look past a hazard or risk. Walkways must be kept clear for staff and voters to avoid slips, trips and falls. Throughout the day, it's important to remember that if you see something that could be an issue or a hazard, you attend to it or raise it with your supervisor if you're not sure how to correct it. It is best to eliminate the hazard altogether, but if that's not possible or practical, we need to find ways to reduce the risk, such as taping down this trip hazard in the polling place. Working long or late hours can be necessary at times, and this is particularly relevant during an election. Everyone in the workplace has a workplace health and safety obligation to ensure fatigue doesn't create a risk. It is important that we manage fatigue by taking regular rest breaks. To ensure that staff are not injured or cause injury to others, look out for signs of fatigue in others. Drink water, stretch and make sensible commuting decisions. By law, you must take 30 minutes break for every 5 hours worked. There's a variety of roles that polling officials perform, like queue controllers, issuing officers and ballot box guards. Taking the opportunity to move through certain roles can also help to reduce fatigue and strain caused by sitting or standing in the same position for long periods. Each polling place will have additional staff arrive later in the afternoon. These fresh staff are there to support those who have been working all day. Ideally, the staff should leave the polling place together to walk to their cars. During the evening shift, particularly after dark, staff shouldn't be left alone to get to their car or transport home. If they are parked some distance away, offer to drive them to their vehicle and consider using a torch if light is poor. Supervisors should monitor staff and staff should monitor themselves for fatigue. Driving home when you are overtired is a danger to yourself and others on the road. And remember, all staff should have a 30-minute break for every 5 hours worked. Keep up your fluids and eat healthy meals. Always lift safely and use trolleys when needed. Always be aware of your surroundings. We want to eliminate hazards where possible or minimise the risk. You are responsible for your own health and safety and that of others around you. We all have a duty of care to not look past a hazard or risk. At the end of the day, the AEC wants you to return home safely. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.